Hey folks, welcome back to Let's Play Final Fantasy X-2 on the Mysterious JG. Last time I rushed to get stuff out of the oven, and this time I've eaten it, and it was good. And we can, I guess, slowly talk to the people I hadn't talked to yet, if I feel like doing a 100% talk with everyone LP. There's a monkey. Monkey runs away. This guy we may have talked to. Yeah, he mentioned watching people come by. We got to around here when I realized I really didn't have time for this anymore. Talked to you, I think. Didn't talk to you guys. Back in the calm arrived. I thought for sure I'd be taking it easy, right? Well, I got sick of easy. It's time I pulled the riches doing honest work. Down to mill. Can't say if I'll succeed or not until I get in there and dig. Yeah, they're currently recruiting people to work on the excavation. I came to join the dig too. Sure hope there's no heavy lifting. Hey, isn't that like Owaka's brother? Or maybe not. This area is run by the Machine Faction, an outbid organization. Machines are just Macalania, but you'd be surprised what a difference a name can make with some people. For example, when Marlboro Company changed its name to like something else. I can't remember what it changed it to, but yeah, that's part of the thing. Is now if I see that company and do business with them, I won't associate with them with Marlboro. Headed for Youth League headquarters. How about a lift on one of these puppies? Badoo. So you can walk to Youth League headquarters. That path takes you for the Moonflow. I don't think we want to go there. Rather, I think if I go there, I'll run into stuff that I didn't do in my off-screening, so then we'll have to see it again when I load from that slot, because there's usually little cinematics, brief cinematics where Yuna kind of reintroduces the person she's narrated the game to, presumably Titus, to locations. The game makes little allowance for the fact that you may not have played Final Fantasy X. I mean, she does explain basic concepts. It's clearly meant for people who play the original game and enjoyed it, but yeah, she will kind of explain stuff. So now we'll hear people talk about Gipple. Do we have to go play in the sand? We're supposed to be spear hunters. I want to play in the sand. Sorry. We had this website I used to write for. Bobo was part of it too. We had mock lyrics for the Evolution theme. Evolution in the World Wrestling Entertainment had a song by Motorhead. The late Lemmy was the singer. Evolution is a mystery, something, 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 something. Blood makes a fool of history, blah, blah, blah. Like, I could never figure out the lyrics. I'd always make fun of them and make up new ones. And at one point, the lyrics go... The chorus, I guess, goes... I draw a line in the sand. Time to show something, who I am, that, yeah, etc. So, which always turned into, I want to play in the sand. So, they mention, I keep picturing Lemmy, every time they mention playing in the sandbox, I picture Lemmy going, I want to play in the sand. Let's hurry up and get to Bikanel. I'll get us through the desert in no time. No, this time we're actually going to land directly on target so you don't get killed. Brother does not get new stuff to say every single time you land. I think every act, this game is divided into 5 acts. I think every act he might have new dialogue. That's about it. Oh shoot, I forgot to start my timer. Hold on a second, folks. I've figured out a clever tactic where I can figure out what time to put the timer at in mid-video, but it does make it take a little longer. So I'm 4 minutes in. So there we go. Now my timer, everything is good to go, is what I'm saying. Alright, so we're going to go back to Bikanel Island. With Gipple's letter, we're ready to help them excavate that desert. Hold it high and proud. Let your freak flag fly. Oh, and now Bikanel becomes a hotspot because we actually have a reason to be here. Hey, and Riku and Pain, we're actually over here talking to this guy.
They had to move the camp to escape a sandstorm.
Okay.
He could have looked forever and never found it.
Oh, so that's your excuse. We talked to him earlier, he didn't say that. This is stuff that should have happened on our first visit.
What? Sounds like there's a big sandstorm coming in.
I'm gonna start wading in water.
Too big for the airship to handle.
I guess we won't be leaving the way we came.
Oh, we're trapped here now? I don't remember this. I don't remember getting trapped here. Boundless desert, gotcha. Well, what am I supposed to do to trigger the frickin' plot where I get to talk to what's her name? Wannabe Diggers? So I need Nadala's permission first, and she's not here. And now we won't be able to leave on the airship for what they said in the plot. Yeah. So I guess we just gotta keep talking to people till we trigger Nadala showing up and the plot continuing. Fair enough. Tones Ancient Macalania. She's here. She's a little underdressed for the desert. You're getting a lot of sand in your titties there, lady. Pardon my French. Uh-huh. That's just what I was thinking. So anyway, she's here and she's plot, so let's talk to her. Hey.
I'm busy, so make it fast, okay? I've got lots to excavate and no one to do it.
I saved the fucking world, bitch.
Show her Gipple's letter.
Okay, so there's no dialogue. You just opt out of the next cinema scene.
I'm busy, so make it fast, okay? I've got lots to excavate and no one to do it.
Are those goggles preventing you from seeing that I'm the High Summoner who saved the entire fucking world?
Oh, so you're the new guys.
That's us. Nice to meet you.
Pain bow.
I guess the High Summoner's hard up too.
Hey, what happened to the Blitzball victory sign?
Well,
I guess it went out with the Yevon treat.
Right.
Oh yeah, so she is being
Let's
a
get
bitch.
to it, then.
She does know who we are, and she doesn't give a shit.
Here's where we are.
Uh-huh, we're on that
and here
flying
is where
thing.
you're headed.
Oh, but it's so far.
We'll send you out there by
Why
hover.
is
Go talk
Nadala
to the
wearing a
pilot
kind
about
of
it.
yellow panties-shaped thing on the outside of whatever dark brown layer she's wearing? Can you dig it? Dig up the Machina parts that Nadala asked you to find in the desert and transport them safely to camp. Objective, dig up and deliver the required parts. Yeah, see, she's wearing like brown... She's got some kind of brown underlayer, and over the top of that is this orange layer, but she's got this yellow layer, the crotch area, for no real...
We'll send you out there by hover. Go talk to the pilot about it. We'll send you out there by hover. Go
So I think it's supposed to be like, hey, check out this badass empowered chick who's like running this show and not... But she just comes across as a bitch, and it's because specifically she doesn't have any gratitude whatsoever to the High Summoner. It's weird. It's like in the Ultimate games where they would have to come up with new reasons why the Avatar has such a hard time, because they do remember that the Avatar saved the world. So when he's wandering around Britannia, people know he's the Avatar, and they look up to him and stuff. In this game, you've got people who are just like, hey, it's Yuna, the High Summoner. Would you like to pay 50 gil for a potion, High Summoner, to whom I owe my very life? I see you got the key to dig. Don't let us down. Don't let us down. Whoosh. We'll start you out somewhere safe, the Western Expanse. What, the Wild Western Expanse? That sounds dangerous. Oh, and your weird half, like your Daisy Dukes, which have a built-in dress flap on one side only, because, you know, we must have, asymmetrical clothing, is getting affected by the wind in a weird way. Oh, before we head out, let me introduce you to your partner. Got a bit of a mouth on him, so try and be patient. He doesn't have a mouth at all. Hey, sweet cakes, nice to meet you. And she slaps it, calling her sweet cakes. Digging basics. Excavate treasure buried in the vast expanses of the desert. Refer to the guide map for various information. A white X is an item. A yellow X is mission critical item. In other words, it's the one that allows you to, quote, win the dig. And yellow squares hover. Staying out under the scorching desert sun for too long can be dangerous. As soon as you've found what you're looking for, head back to the hover before the time limit in the bottom right corner reaches 0. Take a warning, you can stray too far from the hover. The Gullwings aren't always the only ones out looking for treasure, so you'll have to move fast. Basically, you have 60 seconds in which time you have to get to the objective, get it, and return. Enemy encounters, you don't fight. You do fight enemies while you're doing this. The counter doesn't continue to go down in real time, but you do lose about 5 seconds, I think, from the going into combat animation. So, like, if you come back later with the item that prevents you from getting in combat, that helps. Although, actually, even then, there's some things are marked as treasures, but when you get to them, it's actually an enemy encounter. The big thing, basically, about this is it's irritating. You really only have 30 seconds to work with because you got to give yourself time to get back. And sometimes there's treasures that you can't really see that good on the map when you start. The white treasures can range from little crappy items like potions to Albed primers, this is where you go to get Albed primers. They're a random treasure that appears in this minigame. And then there's also components that you pick up, which will be important in something in Act 5. Like they said, there's other guys out going for treasure, and sometimes they will grab the one that would have been a Albed primer had you gotten to it first, which is annoying. And basically, I'll be navigating via the map, because if you try to actually look at the screen and figure out where to go, it's often kind of confusing. There's a ruminant coin. You get coins too. Coins are part of another minigame. They're used for playing a sort of this game, instead of having, like, you know, triple triad card game, it has a coin-based game as a mini-game that you have to play at a few points. I'm probably going to be able to get all these.
All yours, Yuna.
Where are you going?
I don't have time for this shit. Now, maybe get them all to attack at once so we'll get a high combo score. Chain or whatever. Doesn't always quite work because of the distances and. Wow, Riku's got like plumber crack going with her leather fetish outfit. I don't think I noticed that before. So now, because of the way they're arranged, we should be able to grab everything and end up fairly close to the thing. And if you run out of time, you don't die. You just yeah, shit. That's the one where you lose time. Not a random encounter, but when you hit the treasures that are actually an enemy. And you're not guaranteed to have one on every map, so it's never a particularly good idea to completely ignore treasures. But like sometimes you get a feel for ones that are really close to the thing and easy to get are going to be bad, and the ones that are far away are going to be good. But if you run out of time, you collapse, and there's a message saying, we're going to need some water over here, and you go back, and the dig is failed, and you don't get paid. I think you get to keep any treasures you found. So that was scrap metal. And we got to get back. We won't have much time to spare, but that was actually, I've cut it a lot closer than that before. So it's usually scrap metal or some kind of component that you get.
Needed. You're good.
Real good.
What'd you expect?
Don't let it go to your head.
We saved the
You did a
world!
good job. Here, your reward.
Yes! Thank you.
So there you go, mission complete. They made this out to be a pretty big deal. What's our reward? 100 fucking gil. That's the reward. So if you run out of time, there's this little, like the on-screen, Yuna kind of stops and doubles over like she's panting, and that little weird flying camera guy that called us sweet cakes starts flying around, orbiting near her, and says, "We're going to need some water here." Not voice actor or anything. And then you come straight back to the screen, and your results are... That's what that failed dig counters for. And you don't get paid. I think you get to keep any other items you found along the way. But even if you found the treasure, like the yellow treasure that you're out there to get, and don't make it back to the speeder, it counts as an unsuccessful dig and you don't get paid for it. You don't get fined, like, you know, it's not like Starflight, and if you break down and have to get rescued, they charge you. You just don't get paid. But as you can see, you get paid very little money anyway, so this whole game is really pretty shitty. Except that it's the only way to get the Albed primers. Oh, and you have to do it at least once to get the Still of the Night Garmin grid. There's a lot of things. There's a lot of mini-games where the first time you ever play it, they reward you with something pretty big, and then there's not much to it after that. Like, we got an elixir. That's worth a lot more than 100 gold in this game, I think.
You here to dig? You know the drill. Head over to the hover when you're ready.
She's like, don't let it go to your head that you saved the world. Oh, like, she's more proud of the fact that we successfully dug something up than anything else.
Come back anytime you like. We'll be here.
Unless our camp moves again, in which case you'll get killed trying to wander around the desert trying to find us.
So you have to, once you get into this little storyline, you must complete a successful dig in order to leave again. But that's it. That's your plot required digging. And I'm pretty sure if you never visit the Temple of Jesse in the first act, then you don't do this game, and it's fine. You can usually tell when you're about to embark on a mission that will end the act and send you to the next act. And you don't really want to do that until you visited every place you can, because you'll end up missing stuff.
Let's go dig again and rake in some serious pocket change.
Yes, that's right. That 100 gil we got out of that, like, 5 minutes plus investment was a great return.
Yuna, look at me. You do remember there were sphere hunters, right? Yeah, whatever, bitch. Get over yourself. Look, in this room right now, counting Buddy and Brother, because I'm feeling generous, there's 4 people who helped save the world. The 2 who didn't, the little kid, and you. Bitch.
Alright. I like the idea of Yuna just taking pain to task.
Get the fuck over yourself, whore!
On we go. Okay. So I'm not sure why, but I'm pretty sure in my off-screening I wandered through the Thunder Plains, possibly because that was a place with difficult enemies where I leveled up a bit. Did not go to the Moonflow or Guadalsalam. I'm pretty sure I was careful not to do that. Macalania Woods we actually do have to go through, and it's one of the more dangerous places too. So we could be in for a spot of bother, as they say. But I'm going to go ahead and go to the Thunder Plains, and if it turns out we already did this, or it turns out I didn't do this off camera like I think I did, then, well, we'll have some cinematics that repeat when we load our game. And that'll be a bit weird, I suppose, but, you know, we'll get over it. No missions. There's never a sunny day on the Thunder Plains. I heard Riku used to hate this place. Yeah, well, Riku better get over it.
Guess what? Riku finally overcame her fear of thunder.
Conveniently off-screen.
Know how? She said she camped out here for a week.
Oh, that's great. Now, you'll notice these weird towers. This will be part of an irritating, very irritating minigame later. Our Chocobo ran away. But the nice thing about the towers is that it's all part of why we don't have to worry about dodging thunder. I think they get explained at some point. I won't bother to explain them now. But there's no thing where you occasionally get struck by thunder. There's going to be no dodge 100 strikes of thunder in a row without being told that anything good will happen. Just randomly just take it upon yourself to do that, and you will end up getting Lulu's ultimate weapon. Nothing like that. It's truly going to be a very special day when we finally come across the the accessory that lets you avoid random combat. I suppose at this point, we haven't seen Yuna transform to a knight or back. Everyone else has.
Sorry we had to win.
I'm not.
Well, I'm sorry you had to win, Riku. I'm sorry that you had to win in order for me to win. How about that? Meanwhile, I keep instantly changing back and forth from my gunner outfit to my knight outfit. Time to change it to the gunner outfit.
Okay.
I mean, knight
Where's the
outfit.
fun in that?
You know what? I feel like this is one we could lose. So I'm gonna run. Matter of fact, I should just be running from all the fights because, again, no level up grinding or... Like, I'll grab this treasure chest just so we can see what's in it, since I think I probably already grabbed it once we load the other game, but, yeah. This is just so that you can see the cinematics and everything that you'll miss otherwise. There's no particular point in, we don't get to retain anything that we gain out of this gameplay, is what I'm saying. We scored the accessory Black Choker. Okay, so that's like a little thing that you put around your neck, right? But what the heck does it do? Guards against confusion. We also have the fairy earrings that guard against confusion and berserk. I don't remember how we got those. There's lots of accessories and stuff in this game, which makes sense since you don't get to customize weapons or armor at all. Any status prevention type of stuff or stat bonus stuff you want to do with equipment is going to have to be done through accessories. And the Drake gets ready to fire off its super breath attack, and there's no one there to be hit by it. So sad. There's also 3 different, just a little side thing to note. There's 3 different levels of accessory. You'll see that these 2 rings both appear to be bronze. You only have a ring icon. There's not like different icons for different types of accessories, but you now have the silver one. This is classified by the game as being a tier 2. And that's like makes some sense. Black Choker guards 100% guard against confusion. Fairy Earrings guards against confusion and berserk, so it's, you know, better. And then there are gold ones, and then that's it. We won't be seeing any gold accessories for a little while. And when we do, we'll probably be equipping them. So there's really not a whole lot of voice-acted cinematics. I thought we might be missing stuff. Here's the... This is trailed off. You couldn't interact with it in-game outside of cinemas in the original Final Fantasy X either, but that was where, if I recall correctly, Yuna, like, Tidus was kind of spying on Yuna a bit, and then got attack-sworded by Wakka. I miss Final Fantasy. As I play this, I find myself longing for Final Fantasy X.
Ah, yes, the lightning rod towers. They were built long ago by a truly great man.
Hey, she looks like Igel. We're gonna make her talk like Igel. She's just got pigtails and a vaguely Asian-y dress is all I mean.
His name? Well, I just didn't want to bore you with the details. That's all.
Okay, so she doesn't know who he is, really. That's the joke.
The Elbed have really helped out by fixing all the broken lightning rod towers.
I guess the lightning rod towers were there before they just didn't do anything.
But to tell you the truth, sometimes I wonder how fixed they really are. They still call this place the Thunder Plains, but the lightning never reaches the plains anymore.
Well, it's the plains covered by a lightning sky. You hungry? Boy, I sure am. My stomach won't stop growling.
Well, I'm glad I spoke to you, Mr. NPC. That was... Welcome to Rin's Travel Agency. What is it you need?
Selling anything? I remember my off-screening coming through here. I'm pretty sure I did, but now I'm not sure why I bothered. Doesn't seem like there's anything to get here in Act 1. I mean, it's not hurting anything to be here, but, you know, weird. Oh, there's a treasure chest. Phoenix down, great. Well, now there is an encounter that happens when you're wandering around in this area. I can't remember if it's this act or the next act. And then again, it might not happen until after we... The encounter I'm thinking of might not trigger until after we talk to Kamari, and I'm pretty sure I didn't give in to the temptation to talk to Kamari in my off-screening, because I knew that was something that we would want to share that exciting moment together in the LP. Yeah, my off-screening consisted mostly of doing that digging minigame over and over and over to get all the Albed primers. And then this thing we're going to take care of next, and then the rest of it was just trying to gather skills and loots and money and stuff in the creature creator game mode, which we'll see. I don't know how much of that I'm going to showcase. That might be something I do, like I'll beat the game and then show off a bunch of creature creator crap and then replay to see the two alternate paths that you can take. Also, that way I can show the quote bad ending, which isn't a bad ending. Please let bad be defeated. I can show off the less bubblegum happy ending, and then play through the game again and show off the perfect bubblegum happy ending. Because this game has multiple endings. There is a quote bad ending, there is a good ending, and then the perfect ending is the good ending with a small additional scene tacked on at the end that you can only get if you score 100% completion, which the game tracks in kind of a weird way. Well, there's somebody standing here, but I don't think this is the sequence that I was thinking of. Once the calm came, more and more travelers started getting into accidents around here. Lightning was striking people down one after the other, probably because the lightning rod towers were so run down. Anyway, that's when we decided to start calibrating the towers. Now you can walk the Thunder Plains without worrying about lightning. The towers are in good shape. You have little to fear. Safe travels. Oh, thank you. I am here to put travelers' fear of lightning to rest. You mean the heroine of Final Fantasy 13? I stand here for hours on end with no food or shelter.
Since the faith in Macalania Temple disappeared.
Okay, shut up.
They say it's affecting not only the lake, but the woods as well.
Oh, and this place, of course, has pretty special memories for Yuna. Depending on what you think happened to that scene. It could be very special or, well, pretty special. I mean, you know, she decided that she and Titus basically admitted they were in love with each other in the crazy, over-the-top, beautiful fantasy woods lake area that is here. So, if now we find out that something is happening to this place, that's kind of sad for her. Oh, that's right. We had the weird, like, parrot Native American harp guy that showed up around here.
The woods will soon be no more.
The white man come and take them away.
Whoa, I'm tripping balls, man. What the fuck happened there? That's some crazy shit. Oh well. Better save my game when we come back next time, folks.
No. So yeah, that was an odd little experience. We found a guy standing at one entrance to the Thunder Plains who was like, I have no food or water or shelter. I stand here all day to tell anyone who comes through that it's safe to come here, the place they've already come to. But now we're in the Macalania Woods. There is a sort of quest mission will pop up here that we need to do. And once we do it, I'll pretty much be ready to load the game, and I'll probably call it a play session. I've had one like fairly long play session to get a start going to this LP. I'll probably call it a session once I get to the point where the next time I play I'll be loading. But yeah, we are almost through the summarization of the off-screening that I did to get us ready to slam on into the plot. And I'll tell you, once we're ready to go, like once we're ready to load the game save I have where I've already got, like, you know, all the Albed primers and have taken care of this next plot thing, the smart thing would be to avoid both of the, quote, hotspots and do all the side quest stuff that's available before continuing, but I don't think I can hold off. I think once we're probably another video, maybe two, but probably one video from now, I think it'll be time to actually go visit Besaid. Since, you know, we didn't even get to see Lulu in the Eternal Calm video, and poor Waka just got to eat a bunch of fat jokes despite not being fat. So we'll see them soon. But next time we're going to travel through the Macalania Woods to the frozen area. We're basically heading towards the Macalania Temple, which is where it was revealed that Seymour was evil. Hey, what a huge shock that was. Remember in Final Fantasy X, the first time we found out Seymour was a bad guy, when we'd been led to believe that he was the best dude ever. Yeah, we're heading towards that place because of side quest stuff. There's no big main game plot import there anymore, but it'll lead us to a side quest that I took care of off screen as well. And that'll be next time, folks. We'll see you then. Bye-bye.